That is the main objective of the trust. The allied objective of the trust is to promote peace and harmony within yourself as well as in the society in which you live. And then we have a lofty vision of trying to make the whole country a peaceful, harmonious place, and an even bigger vision of spreading peace and harmony in the world. Pratibimb Charitable Trust was founded in April 2018. So our journey is 4 years old, 4.5 years old now. We are a young organization as of now. And we have a vision to do something for the human race. My name is Praveen Mankar and I am your course coordinator. Professionally, I am a pharmacist and an industrial consultant, and I started learning the science in the year 2005. I started teaching in 2011, the basic course. And then we have an advanced course, which I started teaching in 2017, and then branched off to start this trust under which the same science continues to be taught. We also have a teachers training program trying to cultivate more number of teachers who will propagate this science all over. So let's go down to business. An introduction to life and breath. It's your life and live it as it is. That's one option that you have. Or live it by transforming it the way you want to transform it. By and large, while we are okay with the way things are happening in our life, there is always a scope for improvement, and there is always a wish and a desire that we should take our life to the next higher level. So we are all looking for some transformation in some way or the other. And here is something which is a very practical curriculum that will enable you to achieve that transformation. Many of us at some point of time or the other have experienced physical illnesses, and physical illnesses could be in the form of high BP. It could be in the form of some pains in the joints in the fingers, joints in the wrist, joints in the knees, the shoulders, the hips. Yeah, and it can be from minor to very severe. We have heard of knee replacement, hip replacement, so on and so forth. And there is a constant need for some medication or the other for the pains and aches that we experience. Diabetes is also known as a major illness throughout the world, and people are on constant medication, either insulin or anti-diabetic products. So that's another area that troubles a few people. Cancer, the dreaded disease and highly expensive to treat and no guarantees of cure, and people have succumbed to cancer, and cancer is rampant and increasing. The whole human body and various points in the human body are subject to some ailment or the other. You have kidney failures, you have liver transplants, you have Alzheimer's, cardiac conditions, so on and so forth. And you will see the number of hospitals that are increasing, the number of medicines that are increasing, the number of doctors that are increasing, that sometimes you get a feeling that we are living life for the purpose of the medical profession. That at the end of the day, all of us are contributing to the growth of the healthcare industry, either in terms of increasing hospitals, increasing pharmaceutical industry, increasing medical dosage forms and medicines, different molecules, and we are stuffing our body with a lot of chemicals and unnatural substances and bearing not only the cure but also the side effects. So here is a physical experience which each one of us has. There are several more diseases which I'm not going to list here, just giving you a flavor of the kind of physical condition we are all experiencing nowadays. And there are mental illnesses, and we don't recognize them as illnesses, though we are troubled by them. And when you say mental illnesses, Anger is one of the biggest mental illness which many human beings, including me, experience and express. And then anger leads to further complications down the line as a side effect of anger. When I express my anger, I also invite a lot of losses in my life, loss in relationship, loss in sometimes opportunities, loss in money, because I got angry, or loss in my physical health. Somebody knocks my teeth out because I got angry. So anger is one of the big issues that human beings face. Then there is fear. I'm afraid of a lot of things. I am afraid of losing my status, losing my economic condition, losing my family member, losing something. There is always a fear of loss. We don't recognize it as a mental illness. It's an illness that I'm living constantly in fear. Sometimes I experience sorrow, and some of us love to experience sorrow. We even celebrate sorrow by singing soulful songs, Aansu Bhari Hai, Jeevan Ki Raahein, and all those things. So some of us are despondent people, deep in the mire of everything is wrong in the world and life could have been much better. Oh my God, I'm so sad. Then some of us are living in palpitation. We are avoiding things. We don't want to look at reality. We don't want to face reality. We don't know how to face reality. We hide our faces. We close our eyes. But because we have closed our eyes, do our fears, our sorrow, our anger vanish? They don't vanish. They remain, and they remain to trouble us. So avoiding issues is not the answer. How to tackle these issues is the area we need to look at. Then there are bickerings, there are arguments. Everybody is trying to score a point. Everybody is trying to say that I am right and you are wrong. Everybody is. You can see it as a changing environment. You can see it in the younger generation also. You will see a lot of angry people, even as children. And children are supposed to be a happy lot. And today we see children expressing anger at the drop of a hat. And then this perennial lust is also occupying the human mind. How do I deal? Physical illnesses, yes, I can deal with them. I can do some home remedies or self-medicate, or if not, go to a hospital or go to a doctor, get a prescription, go to a pharmacy, collect my drugs, consume them and hope to cure myself. But how do I deal with mental illnesses? I've never been to a doctor saying that, Doctor Saab, मुझे बहुत गुस्सा आता है, कुछ तो गोली दो. I have never been to a doctor or a hospital saying, give me an IV fluid to get rid of my fear. Because I have not recognized these conditions of the mind as illnesses, and I don't know how to deal with them. The consequence of that is that I live with my mental illnesses from the time I have acquired them till today. And I have never cared to treat myself against mental diseases. Therefore, there is a need for transformation. How do I transform myself so that I minimize, if not eliminate, physical ailments as well as mental diseases? And transformation doesn't happen automatically. So if this is the way I am headed towards, अब मैं बूढ़ा हो गया हूँ, गोली खा के जीता हूँ, आगे मेरे पैर लड़खड़ाने वाले हैं, मैं गिरने वाला हूँ, मुझे हार्ट कंडीशन आने वाला है, मेरी लिवर बिगड़ने वाली है, आई एम गोइंग टू fall ill, I'm going to fall while walking, I must now walk very carefully. From this state, I want to transform myself to remain in control of whatever I do in life. I want to be walking, striding confidently without any fear or any physical condition which will trip me, make me fall down. How do I transform myself from this? अरे अभी तो मैं 70 साल का हो गया, अभी तो मैं 80 साल का हो गया, मैं तो गिरने वाला हूँ, मेरे पैर तो लड़खड़ाने वाले हैं, I am no longer young. These are the kind of thoughts which people harbor. Not only we harbor such thoughts, but we also experience it at the physical level, either in ourselves or in some member of the family or friends. And we see this happening. So is there a way that I can transform myself from this state of affairs to a healthier, happier, confident self? Yes, it is possible. And for those of you who are good readers, there is a book written by Robin Sharma, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, in which this transformation physically happens. It actually happens that you don't have to grow old and dilapidated and dependent. You can, at any period of your life, transform yourself to a healthier, happier, energetic, enthusiastic human being. Now look at these two lamps. It's the same lamp. One picture is of a lamp that has been lying on the table and it has become dull. And the other is the same lamp which has acquired a sheen, a gleam, a polish. How did this happen? How did this transformation take place? It did not happen automatically. The dull lamp got transformed to the shining lamp, and this was not automatic, or it was not by magic. Something happened. And what was that something? A lot of effort went into the cleaning and polishing. And there is an investment of time and commitment. So you want to convert your life from the current state of dullness to a brilliant shine in future, irrespective of what physical age you are at. There is a certain amount of investment of your time and your commitment in yourself. The funny part is we are interested in investing in somebody else's enterprise. I will invest in Reliance. I don't know the Ambanis at all, but I don't mind investing my hard-earned money in Reliance Industries, hoping for a return. I know myself much more than I know Mukesh Ambani, but I don't invest the same time and effort in myself. I'm working very hard. I work 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day. I earn a lot of money. I invest a lot of money in different companies. I'm hoping for good returns. I have made a lot of savings. I've got a lot of money. And suddenly I fall ill and 5 lakhs goes down the drain, 10 lakhs goes down the drain, 20 lakhs goes down the drain. The insurance company barely pays me 50%. 50% goes from my pocket. So it ultimately means that I have been working hard throughout my life to make either my doctors rich or my hospitals rich. So who am I working for? Am I working for myself or am I working for these other people? Why is the hospital industry flourishing so much? It is because of you and me contributing to their growth. It is because of you and me not contributing to our own upkeep. We are not maintaining ourselves. We are not keeping our bodies and minds shining like this lamp because we don't have the time for ourselves. You look at your house, you look at your cupboard. I have time to go out and be busy in a meeting or even go for a party or a wedding or for some get-togethers. I don't have the time to clean my own cupboards. I have to wait for some festival before I clean my cupboards. It is not part of my routine. I don't have a daily investment of time in upkeep of my own self. And the same thing is happening with my body and my mind. So it comes down to, do we understand life? And if we don't understand something, naturally, we will not be able to manage that something. Take example of any game that you don't know. For example, chess. You don't know the laws of chess or bridge, intellectual games. And you attempt playing chess. You will be all at sea. You will not know what is to be done with those 16 pieces on the board, which are on your side. You don't know how to move them forward or sideways. You don't know how to win the game. So in this game of life, do we understand the rules of life? Do we understand how to win in life? Do we understand how to make ourselves happier and healthier? If we did, we would be more healthy, we would be more happy, and we would be more successful. And I'm deliberately adding the word more. I'm not saying you're not healthy, you're not happy, you're not successful. You may be healthy, happy, and successful, but you could be much more than what you are currently if you understood the rules of the universe. And why do I say the rules of the universe? Because in any land that you live, it is a good idea to know the rules of the land. Otherwise, you would be inadvertently committing crimes for which you are liable for punishment. And I give a very simple example that in India, I drive on the left side of the road because that is the rule in this country. All driving is to be done on the left side of the road. But if I go to America and if I start driving on the left side of the road, I will be instantly booked because that is not the law of the land. The law of the land says drive on the right. So when I don't know the law of the land, I am liable for prosecution and punishment. Now I am living in this universe, and when I don't understand the laws of the universe, I am subjecting myself to the punishment from the universe, and the punishment comes to me in the form of physical illness and mental illness. So I am ill. And that is the punishment given to me by the universe because I simply did not make an attempt to understand the laws of the universe. I did not understand life. I am living life without understanding. And that is the issue. Ishwar Ahuja, your hand is raised. Do you have a question to ask? Please unmute and speak to me. Or is it inadvertent? Okay, whenever comfortable, talk to me. Let's go ahead. So do we understand life? If we did, we would be more healthy, happy, and successful than we are right now. So let's come to understanding life. And life is best understood in this statement. Life is a matter of life and death. So let us understand death, and then we can compare what life is. So here is a chart. This chart is very simple. It shows you two states. One is the state of being dead, and the other is the state of being alive. So if we are seeing a dead person, what do we see? We see that there is no action taken by that dead person. Obviously, he cannot take action. There is no movement, inadvertent movement, like the heaving of the chest when the person is breathing. He is not even aware that his chest is moving, but he is breathing and there is a movement. So there is no movement in a dead person, and obviously there is no breathing in a dead person. You go to the next level, he's alive, but he's in coma. So again, no action, no movement, but yes, the person is breathing. So that's one change. Go to the next level, he's alive, but he's sleeping. He's not in coma, but he's sleeping. So obviously, since he's sleeping, he's not taking any conscious actions. But there is movement, inadvertent. That famous song, Karwate Badal Rahe Sari Raat Hum. And there is obviously breathing. And then let's take a wakeful person who is alive and wakeful. So you will see action, you will see movement, and you will see breathing. So when you compare the living with the dead, the one distinct factor that stands out is breath and no breath. The breathing individual breathes, the living individual breathes, and the dead individual does not breathe. So if we say that life is breath and breath is life, we would not be exaggerating. And life is also full of action, which we take consciously. Otherwise, there is no life. We all want to live, but we don't want to be in coma. Obviously not. We don't want to be sleeping all the time. Maybe a couple of days of aram is fine, but we don't want to be sleeping all the time. We don't want to merely breathe. That is existence. That is not living. To live, we want to be in action. My life is determined by the actions I take. If I am a cricketer, my actions as a cricketer determine my life. If I am a chartered accountant, my actions as a chartered accountant determine my life. The same is the case with the doctor, the engineer, the architect, and so on. Usha ji, you have a question? I see your hand raised. You can unmute and talk to me, or if it is inadvertent, just forget it. Don't worry. If ever, whenever you feel like talking, you can always talk to me. Action defines life. Action is the expression of life. I express my life as a doctor by the performance of my actions. I diagnose patients, I prescribe medicines, I do surgeries. So that is my action. Or as a chartered accountant, I draw balance sheets for myself, individuals, companies. So that is my action. It defines my life. I am a CEO in a company. So my action is managing the affairs of the company. So my expression is my life. And that's how I introduce myself. I am a CA, I am a CEO, I am a doctor, I'm an engineer, I'm an architect. Now look at it in picture form. Would you like a life being in coma? Obviously, none of you would like to be in the bed in a hospital with IV drips and tubes in different places. This is not the kind of life anybody would want. Would you want to be sleeping all the time? Certainly not. People would start looking at you as a lazy person and you would have no respect in the society. All of us want to be active. Some of us can be active and some of us by force are unable to be active. अरे में इतना दर्द है मैं खड़ा नहीं रह सकता. I cannot stand up. My knees are aching. I cannot walk. I need car or a wheelchair. I am unable to do my own functions. So what are the actions that we take in life? Some of the actions are very common actions which anybody, irrespective of status, will be able to take. So simple actions and complex actions. So the simple actions are, I breathe, anybody breathes, everybody breathes. I eat and drink, anybody and everybody eats and drinks. I walk, I talk, I clean, I dress, I sleep, I hear and see things, I touch and feel things. Common actions done by any human being anywhere on this face of this earth. Then there are certain complex actions. I think, and different people think differently. I teach, not everybody can teach. I heal, not everybody can heal. I invent, not everybody is an inventor. I discover, not everybody is an adventurer. I manage, not everybody is a manager. So these are certain complex actions for which I need specialized training and skill development before I am able to execute these actions. What is the instrument for the actions that I take in life? The instrument is my body, which is full of systems like the nervous system, the digestive system, the respiratory system, the circulatory system, the reproductive system, so on and so forth. Every system is made up of specialized organs. Like you have the heart as a specialized organ in the circulatory system, or the brain in the nervous system, or the lungs in the respiratory system. Every organ is made up of specialized cells. The cells of the brain are different from the cells of the bones. The cells of the liver are different from the cells of the pancreas. And every cell is made up of atoms. Now, this is the beauty. Imagine that your body is made up of atoms. The minute you think of atoms, you think of atomic energy. That means each one of us is potentially a power plant of atomic energy, because every cell in our body is made up of atoms. Unfortunately, we don't know how to use this atomic energy. When the scientist discovered the use of atomic energy, he used it constructively to generate power, and he used it destructively to create the atom bomb. And you know the destructive power of the atom bomb, and you know the constructive power of the energy that atomic energy generates. You also know the power of radiation therapy in healing several diseases, including cancer. So just imagine that if you were able to access this atomic energy resident inside your body, you could probably heal yourself of several ailments without having the need to go to any facility which gives you radiation therapy. So your instrument is your body, and your instrument is your mind. In the course, we will talk in detail about the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. There's a great book written by Dr. Joseph Murphy about the power of the subconscious mind. So we will touch upon some of these aspects of the conscious and the subconscious mind, and we will learn much more about how complex the mind is and how it complicates our life and how we can make life much better if we understand the functioning of the mind. And then everybody has a life force within. You are alive, I am alive because of the life force inside me and you. And it's called Prana Shakti. And unfortunately, we don't have a very scientific name for this energy. Like we have a name for electricity or magnetism. We don't have a name for Prana Shakti, and therefore we are using the terminology Prana Shakti. You are recognizing me sitting in front of you, watching me probably on your screens, and you know now that my name is Praveen Mankar. Now suppose I drop dead right now. My Prana Shakti goes out of my body. From that instant onwards, you will stop calling me Praveen Mankar. I become a dead body. बॉडी को उठाओ, बॉडी को कपड़े पहनाओ, बॉडी पे फूल चढ़ाओ, बॉडी को शमशान में लेके जाओ, बॉडी को दफनाओ, बॉडी को जलाओ. Nobody will say प्रवीण मानकर को उठाओ, प्रवीण मानकर को हार पहनाओ, प्रवीण मानकर को जलाओ. Everybody will refer to me merely as a body. I lose my identity the day I lose my Prana Shakti. Unfortunately, we don't pay attention to this Prana Shakti at all. We glorify our body. We glorify our hairstyle. We glorify our mustache. We glorify the face. We apply lipstick. We apply makeup. We hide the pimples. We hide the blemishes. We glorify the body and we don't pay attention to the Prana Shakti at all. Whereas we are because of our Prana Shakti. You are what you are because of that Prana Shakti. You became what you became because of the Prana Shakti. If you did not have Prana Shakti, you could not have walked to school. You could not have written your exams. You could not have opened your eyes. You could not have read any lessons. You could not have achieved your degrees. So you became what you became because of the existence of the Prana Shakti inside you. Unfortunately, in no system of education, this Prana Shakti is given importance. Lot of importance is given to the body. Lot of importance is given to the brain, not the mind, the brain. ये बहुत होशियार है, एकदम dull student है. We are talking of intelligence. We are not talking of the mind. So these are some of the things that we deal in. Remember, we are trying to understand life. Now, while we take action, we have problems. So if I am a cricketer and I am taking the action as a batsman, I have a problem of facing fast bowling or spin bowling or pitch conditions or weather conditions or the huge score put up by the opposition. So I have problems of negotiating my opponents. If I am an architect, I have the problems of dealing with government machinery, of dealing with the fluctuating prices in the market, of dealing with my customer, of negotiating a good price. The same is true for a shopkeeper. The same is true for a doctor. The same is true for any profession. So I have problems when I am in action. We saw at the physical level, I have problems in life. I have got ailments, but I have got the facility to go to a doctor, get prescription, get medicines, and heal myself. Then we also saw that we have got mental problems. I have never considered them as disease, so I have never treated them. I have lived with these diseases throughout my life. I have been an angry child and I am still an angry old man. I passed through the life of angry adolescent to angry adult to angry middle-aged man to angry old man, but the anger continues. That illness of anger continues. The same is true with my sorrow. The same is true with my fear. The same is true with my jealousy. भला तेरी कमीज मेरे कमीज से सफेद कैसे? I deal with my anger, sorrow, jealousy, fear, all my mental conditions, doing nothing. I don't heal myself of these illnesses. Remember, the word disease is made up of two words, dis and ease. I am not at ease and therefore I have a disease. I'm not at ease in the presence of this person. This person makes me angry. Therefore, I have a disease of anger when I'm dealing with this person. I'm afraid of certain conditions in life. Therefore, I'm not at ease when that condition exists. I receive a notice from a government department and I am not at ease. Therefore, I have a disease of discomfort. I have a disease of fear. I have a disease of jealousy. I'm not at ease when my neighbor is doing better than me, or my neighbor's child is doing better than my child. So I have a disease of jealousy. And I don't know how to deal with this. This leads to depletion in professional and personal performance. Naturally, if I am supposed to be looking after my heart condition and I'm taking tablets 3 times a day, then I have to remember to take 3 times a day those tablets prescribed, which means whatever I am doing at that particular time, I have to stop doing that and take my tablets. That means there is a disruption in my concentration on the job that I am doing. And for that moment, my performance in my professional work has gone down. The same is true at home. If I am supposed to take a tablet, then I have to devote that much time to take a tablet, take it out from the blister pack or the bottle, put it in my mouth, drink water, and then I'm okay. I have to remember the time, which means my brain is now occupied partially with treating my body with the medicines I'm supposed to take. So that much time is unavailable to me. I'm enjoying a cricket match. I have to stop enjoying that cricket match to take my medicine. So there is a depletion in my personal performance. Whatever I'm doing at home, I have to stop because I have to take medication. The important question, and this is for all of us, including me, you and me, do we know how to improve performance of body and mind? And if somebody asks you this question, you will come up with possible answers like, no, I don't know. Or some of you will say, yes, I know how to take care of my body and mind and improve the performance. Some of you will say, I don't know. And some of you will say, I know, but not enough. There is always a scope for improvement. How to improve my body and mind? I can improve the knowledge of how to improve my body and mind. And all these answers are true. From your point of view, you probably know how to take care of your body. Oh, I go to the gym every day. I practice yoga every day. I follow a very disciplined diet every day. So I know how to take care of my body. So from your point of view, you are right. Now, how many of you brush your teeth? Is there anybody who is present here today who doesn't brush his teeth? I know you wouldn't like to admit it, but I assume that all of you brush your teeth. How many of you take a bath every day? Again, I assume all of you take a bath every day. But if I ask you a silly question, and I'm deliberately saying silly question, how many of you brush your pancreas or scrub your pancreas or bathe your pancreas? And people will say, पागल है क्या? ये pancreas किधर होता है मुझे पता नहीं. How can I wash my pancreas? If I ask you, how many of you launder your liver? कपड़े तो लॉन्ड्री में भेजते हो, लिवर को कभी लॉन्ड्री में भेजा है क्या? So ridiculous. कोई नहीं करता है. How many of you clean your spleen? ये क्या होता है? Spleen नाम की कोई चीज है क्या? पता ही नहीं था. How many of you iron your brain? How many of you put your heart in the washing machine? So these are the organs which are inside our body, and I don't know how to take care of these organs, and therefore these organs over a period of time develop some dis-ease, and then I need medical assistance and medication. I've got a liver problem, I've got a kidney problem, I've got a brain problem, I got a heart problem, I got joints problem, and now I need medical assistance because nobody ever taught me how to take care of these internal organs. And yet I say, I take care of my body. I take care of my mind. So think about this. Now, if life is breath, then my next question is, do we breathe correctly? And again, some of you will say no, some of you will say yes, some of you will say don't know, and some of you will say not enough. Have we been taught to breathe correctly? Again, same answers. How much do we breathe? How much should we breathe? Now, isn't it funny? This is something which you did right at the beginning of your birth. The first thing that you did in life when you were born is you breathed. And after that, you never bothered about thinking about how you breathe, how much should you breathe. It never occurred to you. Answers to all questions can be yes, no, and IDK. IDK, I don't know. None of your school teachers taught you how to breathe. None of your college professors taught you how to breathe. None of your employers trained you how to breathe. You do not know anything about breath because nobody deals with breath. Now you can take a fast of food and drink. आज हमारा पर्यूषण है या रोजा चल रहा है, आज कुछ खाने का नहीं, पीने का नहीं. And nothing happens to me. I continue to live. But can I ask you to do an experiment right now? Can you do this experiment? Please sit straight. All of you, please sit straight. With your right hand, the right thumb and the right forefinger, pinch your nose. Pinch your nose. And with your left hand, cover your mouth. And till I say so, don't remove both your hands. Pinch your nose with your right hand and cover your mouth with the left hand. How long can you do this? Barely half a minute. You can go throughout the day without food and water. But even for half a minute, you cannot go without breath. If you don't breathe, life over, game over. And yet we don't pay attention to the breath, which is the most important subject of life. If I don't eat and drink, my body temperature still remains constant, 37, 38 degrees Celsius or 98 degrees Fahrenheit. But if I stop breathing, my body temperature starts dropping down. The dead body doesn't breathe, the dead body becomes cold. So here is a clue. Breath gives you warmth in life, and warmth is life. If you stop breathing, that warmth is taken away from you, life is taken away from you. And yet, breath is not given the importance it deserves. Now, here is a story about my house. I have a jar of chocolates, and we are a family who love eating chocolates after dinner. Every day after dinner, one member consumes one chocolate. But I also have a good habit. I replenish the jar with the chocolates consumed. So every day I buy 5 chocolates to fill up the jar, because 5 members consume 1 chocolate each. 5 chocolates gone, 5 chocolates purchased. So what happens? In my house, this jar is always full. But something else happens. In this jar, these chocolates are never touched, because only the top layer gets consumed and the top layer gets replenished. Over a period of time, these chocolates become bad. And ultimately, the whole jar is bad, and I have to throw the contents of the jar, clean it before I refill it. So what is true in the jar of my house is true with your lungs, because most of us do not breathe with 90% of our lungs. We are breathers with using only 10% of our lungs, and I'll show you the statistical figure later on. So 90% of my lungs are not being used. The 90% of the cells of the lungs are becoming bad, and therefore we have COPD, lung fibrosis, interstitial lung disease, so on and so forth. And what is the proof of this, that I am not using my lungs properly? Everybody think of your school days. You could run. You could run hard. You could climb the stairs. You would be out of breath for a couple of minutes. Within a couple of minutes, you would revive and you were ready to do the same exercise all over again. Today, you will work for 2 minutes and you will rest for 20 minutes. Your recovery time is much more than your tiring time. In your childhood, your tiring time was much more. Your recovery time was shorter. You played for half an hour, you rested for 2 minutes. Today, you rest for half an hour, you work for 2 minutes and you are tired. What went wrong? Your lungs went wrong. As you grew in the number of years, your lungs started deteriorating because you did not use 90% of your lungs. And what is not used eventually gets spoilt. As we grow older, we find breathing more and more difficult. We cannot run fast or climb stairs easily. We gasp for breath with little exertion. Recovery time is longer than tiring time. And this is true for all of us who are not exercising. In our youth, we could do all the activities quite easily. So something has gone wrong in our lives. Conclusion, our lungs have gone bad. So here is the statistical chart. If you look at the extreme right corner, you will see the total lung capacity is 6000 ml, which is 6 liters. And if you see the tidal volume, it is 500 ml. What is tidal volume? The amount of air that you breathe in during one inhalation exhalation cycle. Breathe in and breathe out. Which means you are using less than 10% of your lungs with every breath that you take. Your lung has a capacity of taking 6 liters of air and you are taking only 500 ml, half a liter of air. You are grossly misusing the facility given to you. It is like buying a 5 BHK apartment and using only the bedroom and the kitchen, or the living room and the kitchen. 5 bedrooms are vacant, idle, not used. Then why did you buy a 5 BHK? A 1 BHK would have been good for you. So why did God give you lungs of 6 liter capacity when you are using only half a liter with every breath? So what does it show you? If you see that graph there, there is a scope for improvement. You can increase your inspiratory reserve volume, and there is a limit of 3.1 liters, 3100 ml, and you can increase your expiratory reserve volume, which is 1.2 liters. There is also a residual volume of 1.2 liters, which you cannot exhale out. Otherwise, your lungs will collapse. And you will get a medical condition called pneumothorax, for which you will have to be admitted to the hospital, and the fluid in the pleura will have to be drained out. Can I improve? Yes, most certainly. Each one of us can improve. It is as simple as that. You don't need anything special. You need just discipline to improve. So let's do one experiment. So all of you sit straight and just observe your breath. Feel the air entering your nostrils as you're inhaling. So just keep observing your inhalation. Keep your eyes closed and just feel the air entering your nose as you inhale. Open your eyes. Second step, watch the air as you exhale. Feel the air touching your nostrils as you exhale. So now close your eyes and feel the air coming in as you inhale, and feel the air going out as you exhale. Do this 2-3 times. Just watch. Now let's do the third step. Open your eyes, look at the picture. Now watch me. Can you see me on your screen? Can you all see me on your screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So watch me. What am I going to do? I'm going to put my hand in front of my mouth like this, my nose and my mouth. I'm going to inhale and exhale normally. And when I exhale, I feel the air on my palms. So I'm going to inhale and I'm going to exhale through my nose. After finishing exhalation through my nose, I will not inhale, but I will exhale further through my mouth. So watch. So here I am inhaling through my nose. Here I am exhaling through my nose. I finished my exhalation. Now without inhaling, I blew air out of my mouth on my palm. Can you all do this? Put your palm in front of your nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Don't inhale and exhale through the mouth. Could you do it? Could you do it, all of you? I guess so. If anybody could not do it, just say you could not do it. So what does this small experiment tell you? That in your normal breathing in and breathing out through the nose, you think that you have thrown out all the air from your lungs. But the blowing through your mouth proves to you that there is still residual air in your lungs which you have not exhaled out. What does it tell you? It tells you that there is residual air which contains carbon dioxide, which you are not exhaling out in your regular breathing. So if there is carbon dioxide in your lungs, then the inhalation that comes into your lungs will deprive you of the oxygen that is necessary because there is residual carbon dioxide in your lungs. So your breathing itself is going to be shallow and full of low quantity oxygen because of the residual air in your lungs. Nobody has taught you how to empty your lungs fully. In your KG class, in your primary school, in your secondary school, in your junior college, in your senior college, nobody taught you how to empty your lungs and throw out all the carbon dioxide from your lungs. And this is something which is amazing. So what is the mystery of breathing? Where do oxygen and carbon dioxide come from? Oxygen comes from the air that you inhale, and it is chemical fire. Fire burns, and the product of burning is carbon dioxide. So what does oxygen burn in the blood? Impurities collected from various organs. My heart is pumping, so there is wear and tear. The broken down cells are carried by the blood to the lungs, and the impurities are burned by the oxygen. What goes back to the heart is purified blood for onward pumping to the organs. So what is the blood doing? Blood is doing two jobs. It is going to the stomach, collecting the nutrition from the food that I have eaten, coming to the heart. Heart pumps the blood all over the body. So nutrition is supplied to every organ in the body by the blood. The blood does also another job. It collects all the garbage from various organs. It collects garbage from the liver, the kidneys, the pancreas, the spleen, the heart, the brain, the muscles, the bones, and it brings it back to the heart, which pumps it into the lungs, and the lungs burn the impurities, and purified blood goes back all over the body. So the blood is doing two jobs: supplying nutrition and collecting garbage. So here is a pictures diagram, a pictorial presentation of this same activity. So here is the human body. The impure blood is sent to the heart. The heart does the job of pumping, sends the impure blood to the lungs. The nose takes in air from the atmosphere, comes into the lungs. Oxygen burns the impurities in the blood by coming in contact with it inside the lungs. So the lungs are acting like an incinerator that burns up the impurities. Because the impurities are burnt, the blood becomes pure. The carbon dioxide is thrown out of the nose. The air that you exhale out contains carbon dioxide, and the purified blood is sent back to the heart, and the heart pumps the purified blood back to the body, different parts of the body. So your brain, your heart, your liver, your stomach, your kidneys, your pancreas, your bones, your muscles get purified blood. But blood is also a garbage collector. So it collects all the impurities from all these organs in the body, takes it back to the heart. Heart sends it to the lungs. Lungs burn the impurities. The output of impurities is carbon dioxide, of burning is carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is exhaled out. And this process of continuous purification is happening in your body every time you breathe. You take 15 breaths on an average per minute. So 15 purification cycles are happening every minute in your body, and you are not conscious of it. So what is the consequence of this? This is the consequence. So here are two tubes. One is the blood vessel, which is the artery or the vein in red color. And the blue colored tube is the air tube. They meet inside your lungs. The oxygen in the air tube passes into the blood tube. And when it meets any impurity, it burns that impurity and carbon dioxide is sent out. But because you did not breathe enough, oxygen was not enough to burn all the impurities in the blood. So you will see in this picture, the unburned impurities are remaining in the blood. So what happens to these unburned impurities? They keep circulating in your body and they start settling in the arteries and veins in your body. Ultimately, your arteries and veins start choking up. Now, the arteries and veins are directly connected to the heart, and heart is a pump. Now, when the arteries and veins start choking up, the pressure starts building on the pump, which is the heart. And now you become a high BP patient because you did not know how to burn the impurities, because nobody taught you how to breathe, because nobody taught you how to increase your oxygen. So you became a cardiac patient. Now, once you become a cardiac patient with blocks in your arteries and veins, what option do you have? You don't have any option but the medical option. Your impurities have choked your arteries and veins, and your organ failure and disease, the cardiac failure and disease, has set in. So what do? You go to the doctor, he gives you 25 milligrams of high BP medicine. You start taking that medicine and you feel all right. Does that medicine burn the impurities? No. It only gives you a sense of wellness. It is a symptomatic cure. It does not cure the root cause, which is the clogging of your arteries and veins. For 2 years, you are taking 25 milligram of a high BP drug and you are feeling all right. After 2 years, your body has digested that 25 milligram. The same condition recurs. You go back to the doctor, he increases the dose to 50 milligrams. Another 2 years, you are happy with 50 milligrams, but the impurities keep piling up. After 2 years, you go back to the doctor, he says angiography and angioplasty. He makes you put stents in your blood vessels, the arteries in the heart or the veins in the heart. And then you spend 5 lakhs, 10 lakh rupees and you feel all right. But he has put stent only in the heart. What about the remaining part of the arteries and blood vessels that go all over the body? They are also getting choked. Another 2 years and you go back to the doctor and he says, abhi to bypass karna padega. Another 5-10 lakh ka chuna lag gaya. So you have spent your hard-earned money in cleaning the impurities or pretending to clean the impurities, which you could have done free of cost if somebody had taught how to breathe. You wouldn't have to spend 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs on cardiac medicines. You would have saved all that money and maybe gone on a foreign trip and enjoyed life in a much healthier manner. But today you are spending this money in hospitals and doctors and medicines. All of you have experienced that the kitchen sink chokes periodically. So the first thing that we do is we use that rubber pump and try to remove the blocks from the kitchen sink. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't work. Then you buy that Dranex pouch and you empty it in the kitchen sink 24 hours, you leave it and the kitchen sink clears up because the Dranex has dissolved the choking impurities. And sometimes neither the pump nor the Dranex works. Then you call the plumber opens the pipe, he says, "Saab, ye pipe sad gaya hai, naya pipe dalna padega." And the plumber puts in a new pipe and your kitchen sink starts working all right again. So what did he do? Or what did you do? You first tried chemical treatment, Drenex, you tried physical treatment, clearing the block, and then you replace the pipe. What are you doing with your heart? You're doing the same thing. You're taking chemicals, medication. You're putting stent, clearing the block, and you are replacing the pipe, bypass surgery. So what you do with the kitchen sink, you're doing with your heart. The costs are different. Kitchen sink is in hundreds, heart is in lakhs. Simply because nobody taught you how to clean your arteries and veins. Nobody taught you how to breathe. Nobody taught you how to burn the impurities. It is not only the heart. Arteries and veins reach all organs. And arteries and veins get blocked in all organs. Therefore, you have Alzheimer's. Therefore, you have dementia, because arteries and veins in the brain have started blocking. Therefore, you have kidney failure. Therefore, you have lung failure. Therefore, you have liver failure, pancreas failure. And then you have got diabetes and dialysis and hepatitis and so on and so forth. And then you are spending tons of money which you have earned through hard work throughout your life. You have worked for 40 years, accumulating a lot of money, and within 1 year, all that money is lost. Simply because you did not know how to take care of your arteries and veins by burning the impurities. You have invited various diseases by yourself. Is it so simple? Yes, it is so simple. Then why are people not doing it? Because people don't like simple things. People like complicated things. I was once invited by a reputed organization to give a presentation like I'm giving today. And they asked me, what is the cost of this course? So I said 1,500 rupees. So there were couple of ladies sitting there with their husbands. They looked at each other and they sniggered. 1,500. One person did not understand. So he asked me, sir, are you meaning 1,500 per session? I said, no, there are 20 sessions and the entire 20 sessions costs 1,500 rupees. So the ladies looked at each other and said, ye 1,500 mein kya sikhayega? So anything that is simple is discounted. Anything that appears simple is supposed to not work. That's why I'm saying, is it so simple? Yes, it is so simple. Can anybody do it? Everybody can do it. Why are they not doing it? God knows. Why people are not coming for this course, why people are not doing simple things in life, why they are not practicing daily, I have no answers. But those who are practicing daily, and there are several students who are repeating this course, and some of them are present here today, they will vouch for the efficacy of this course. Let's look at the economics of breathing, because people are interested in money. So maybe money will make you understand this better. Take the example of a patient who is on oxygen life support. Oxygen requirement is 2 liters per minute. One jumbo cylinder, which means 1,440 minutes per day, oxygen consumed is 2,880 liters a day. One jumbo cylinder capacity is 6,000 liters. Annual consumption is 2,880 multiplied by 365, so 10,51,200 liters per year. Divided by 6,000 liters is 175 cylinders per year. Each cylinder roughly costs 1,000 rupees, 950 to be exact. So your cost of breathing 2 liters of oxygen per minute is 1,66,250 rupees per year if you are a lung disease patient. If you live for 70 years, then you will be spending 1,16,37,500 rupees only for breathing, paying for the oxygen cylinder. And all this oxygen is available to you free from the universe. And yet you don't want it. And yet you don't want to save this much money which you would spend in a hospital if your lungs had gone bad. So that takes care of the physical illnesses part of it. Now we come to the mental illness part of it. Let's take an example. While returning late at night on the street, I find three tough looking characters standing menacingly near my house. So naturally, I get scared. I have two choices: either I fight them and beat them, or I run away. For both, I need extra energy instantly, and that energy supply comes to me through a release of hormone called adrenaline, which makes my heart pump faster, supplying more blood to my arms and legs. So I have extra energy. I can use that extra energy to fight these three characters, or I can use that energy to run away. Now, I, being a peace loving animal, I decide to run away. So, this is called mechanism of stress management. The mechanism is adrenaline oriented. Now, you and I, we live a life full of stress from morning to evening, either in personal life or in professional life or in social life. We have some sort of stress or the other. The body understands only one thing: stress is equal to adrenaline. When adrenaline is released in my body, my heart pumps faster than normal. When my heart muscle is exerting at higher capacity, naturally it gets tired faster. Then I become a BP patient and I go into that 25 milligram, 50 milligram angiography, angioplasty, bypass, and then ultimately bye-bye. I get only symptomatic relief by medical therapy. I don't get root cause analysis. The 25 milligrams will not remove the stress of a troublesome boss. The 25 milligram will not remove the broken relationship that I have with my mother-in-law. The 25-50 milligram angiography, angioplasty will not remove the stress of my children not studying properly in school and college. The root cause cannot be tackled by medical treatment. They can be tackled by a controlled, balanced mind. I don't have a balanced, controlled mind because nobody taught me how to have a balanced, controlled mind. In my school, nobody gave me any education on how to deal with my mind. In my college, nobody taught me how to deal with anger or jealousy or lust or sorrow. I am living with these diseases without any knowledge or prescription for the cure. How to heal the body and the mind? So that's the next question. I've got diseases of the body, I've got diseases of the mind. How do I heal? Answer is simple. Do breathing exercises for the body, clear up the impurities in your arteries and veins by burning the impurities, by increasing the oxygen, by doing breathing exercises. And do meditation for calming down your mind so that you are always in control of your emotions like anger, fear, sorrow, jealousy, greed, so on and so forth. And then there are certain laws of living which we teach in our course, which we don't know how they operate in our life and how they destroy our lives. As I said, if in America, if I'm driving on the left side, I'm breaking the law because I didn't know. So if I know the laws of the universe, then I know how to live in this universe. And if I know how to live in this universe, then I have lesser problems of the physical and the mental kind. The law of being a human being. So what is the law of being a human being? So here is a very simple example. All of us live with differences. I'm an American, you are an Asian. I'm black, you are white. I'm rich, you are poor. I'm literate, you are illiterate. I'm Christian, you are Muslim. I'm short, you are tall. You are fat, I am thin. I am civilized, you are uncivilized. I am Punjabi, you are Malayali. All these differences are created by the human being. You were not born Christian or Muslim. You were born as a human being on earth. You were not born rich or poor. You were born human being. You were born in conditions of riches or conditions of poverty, but you were born a human being. You were born a man. You were born a woman. We decided gender biases and gender differences. You were born a child. You became an adult. You became old. You were young. You were able-bodied. You are now disabled. You can't walk properly. You could be clean, you could be dirty. All these are differences which the human being has created. The universe did not create you dirty. The universe gave you the opportunity to be clean. The universe gave you the opportunity to be healthy, to be fit, to be calm. The universe created this. Anywhere on earth, the human being has a body, the mind, and the prana shakti. Whether you are a Christian or a Muslim, or a Hindu or a Buddhist, or a Sikh or a Parsi, you have a body, you have a mind, and you have energy. Whether you are a Punjabi or a Malayali or a Kashmiri or a Bengali or a Maharashtrian or a Gujarati, you have a body, you have a mind, you have a prana shakti. Whether you are a black-skinned person or a white-skinned person, you have a body, you have a mind, you have prana shakti. So the universe created the body, the mind, and the prana shakti. Other differences are created by you and me. And therefore, we are not living in harmony. So these are some of the laws which you will learn. There are 13, 14 laws which we teach in the course. Then there is the prana or the spirit, which is a subtle force of life. And there is another small experiment to understand that it exists everywhere. It exists in you and it exists in me. Again, sit straight. Let's do this experiment. Bring your fingertips of both your hands close to each other. Don't touch them. Keep a small gap between the fingertips. And gently move your fingers to and fro. Very slowly move, not very fast and not very far. Very little movement to and fro. And focus your attention in the gap between the fingertips. Just do it for half a minute and tell me what you feel. Did some of you feel tingling sensation, some attraction, some electricity in your fingertips?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that is the existence of prana energy. Without touching the fingertips, if you could feel that force, what is that force? That force is the prana shakti. And that is the power that every human being possesses if you are alive. Prana, like electricity, has positive and negative aspects. For any energy to flow, you need positive and negative. Now look at your nostrils. Why has God given you two nostrils? You don't inhale and exhale simultaneously. Even one hole in the nose could have done the job. You could have inhaled and then exhaled through one hole. But your nose has two holes. So why did the universal engineer, God, design two holes in your nose? One, the left side denotes the negative, called the Ida, and the right side denotes the positive, called the Pingala. Now, positive and negative does not mean good and bad or right and wrong. They are only two potential differences to enable the flow of energy. Prana Shakti flows because of the existence of the potential difference between the positive and the negative, denoted by the right and the left. So this brings us to the introduction to the course that you will be enrolling yourself in. The Life and Breath is the name of the course. What is taught in Life and Breath? So we teach you pranayam, which is the basic breathing exercise. We also teach you 8 spiritual breathing exercises. Now note carefully the word spiritual breathing exercises, and when you do the course, you will understand why they are called spiritual breathing exercises. Then we teach you techniques of meditation to enable you to be in control of your mind and mental illnesses. We also teach you laws of living, like I showed you the law of the human being. There are 20 sessions, and each session is of 1.5 hours every Sunday from 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. for the next 20 Sundays, beginning from 25th of this month. Next Sunday, the class doesn't begin. So we will give you the opportunity to register yourself for this course for 2 weeks. And then we start on Christmas Day, 25th day of this month. You have one session every Sunday, which gives you 6 days of practice time at home, become proficient in what you have learned on a Sunday. and then be ready for the next lesson. Where did it all begin? It began in Nalanda University in Bihar 1200 years ago. So it is an old Indian science. This is not something which came from the foreign countries. From Bihar, it traveled to Tibet. The Tibetan monks learned this science. Then a Britisher learned it and took it to USA, and subsequently it came back to India from USA. So where is the center of life and breath in India? Its registered office, Pratibim's registered office is in MIDC, Andheri East, Mumbai, Maharashtra. When did it return to India? As late as 1977. When can anyone learn life and breath? Anytime after the age of 18. There is no upper age limit. One of my oldest students is a 90-year-old gentleman. When does one begin a course in life and breath? At predetermined times published by the organizer. Like in this case, the batch number 25 begins on 25th of December. Who started life and breath? The name of the scientist is Guru Padmasambhav, 1200 years ago in Nalanda University. Guru Dinglemi, the Britisher born as Edwin John Dingle, acquired the Tibetan name Guru Dinglemi, learned the science from the Tibetan monks and carried it to USA, where he started the Institute of Mental Physics, from where Guru Jyotirmayananda got it by postal correspondence in Mumbai in 1977. Who conducts life and breath in India? Pratibim Charitable Trust, established in 2018. Who teaches life and breath? Teachers qualified by Pratibim Charitable Trust. Teachers are selfless volunteers. Who can undertake the life and breath courses? Anytime, anyone above the age of 18. There is no bar for any religion, sex, or community. We don't teach religion. We teach spiritual breathing exercises. And I said that in the course, you will understand why we call it spiritual. So any religious person, whether you are a Hindu or a Muslim or a Christian or a Parsi or a Sikh, anyone can join this course. How is life and breath taught? One lesson per session, each lesson of 1.5 hours. Each lesson is given out in printed or PDF formats. If you are in India, you will get a printed book. If you are outside India, you'll have to download from the PDF that we will send on email. There are 20 weeks in the basic course, and we encourage you to form voluntary study groups online so that you encourage each other to stay in touch with the exercises. How much does the basic course cost? Only 1,500 rupees per person for the entire course. It's just like eating 3 pizzas. That's all. Of course, we don't receive payment in pizzas. You'll have to pay it online. In our website, there is a facility to make the payment. What does Pratibim do with the money? We meet our admin and education expenses. The surplus that remains is spent in charity. And no volunteer or teacher or trustee takes a single rupee as compensation for the work that we do. As I said, the teachers, the trustees, the volunteers are working free as volunteers. They are working as selfless volunteers in this activity. All work is in the spirit of service to the society. Some of the charitable work that Pratibim has done in the past. In 2018, there was a flood in the interior of Maharashtra, and we rehabilitated 53 families, giving them kitchen utensils worth 10,000 rupees each. 70 pieces of kitchen equipment were distributed. So here are some of the pictures. These two are our students, Dr. Sanjeev Patil and Dr. Vrunda Patil. Both are dentists. Sangli is the Mica of Vrunda Patil, and we managed to get some contacts with their that town, and this is the package of the kitchen utensils that were distributed by our volunteers. This is another doctor dentist, classmate of Vrunda Patil, who helped us to distribute this in Sangli. There was a cyclone in the year 2020 in the Raigad district. 16 houses were demolished by the cyclone. We constructed Pakka houses with the surplus fund that Pratibim had. Here is Naresh Padia, our trustee, inaugurating that housing colony. In 2021, we constructed a check dam which enables to store water which otherwise flows into the sea and gets wasted. So this check dam was constructed on this river in Palghar district, Savarde town, and now it stores 1.5 crore liter of water. So the water, instead of getting wasted, is now available for drinking, farming purposes to the villagers. Around 400 families have benefited by this check dam. We also supplied a operation theatre light for an emergency maternity ward in Nair Hospital during COVID. And we also got an acknowledgement by the Municipal Corporation of Mumbai. They sent us a letter acknowledging Pratibin's contribution towards this operation theatre light. The check dam project 2, phase 2, is lifting the water to the farmlands, because this water is at a lower level. So we are installing a solar powered pump and pipeline to enable the water to reach the farmers on either side of the river. So this is the next project which we have undertaken. We also constructed a small school for primary education from 1st standard to 5th standard in a village called Megdev Pada, again in Palghar district. The work is almost over. We will be inaugurating that school either in this month or the next. We are renovating another primary school in the same village, Savarde, where we constructed the check dam, first check dam. And that also is the 1st to 5th standard primary school. Around 40 to 50 students are attending there. It's a completely broken down structure and we are reconstructing it. The work has already started. It should take another month before that school is also completed. What are the benefits of doing this course? First, obviously health. Second, you become successful. If you are healthy, you have a lot of time to think about your work. You have a lot of energy to do your work, and therefore you are successful. And when you are healthy and successful, you are naturally happy. So these 3 benefits are direct benefits to you. Some examples of how our students have benefited, we will give you right now. There are a couple of volunteers who are sitting here, or past students who are sitting here, who are willing to share their experiences. So, Suresh, who are the people who will share their experiences?
Yes, sir. Dilip Karnik sir is there. Romaji and Anjana, they will like to share their experience.
Okay, so let me discontinue this for a moment so that you can see Mr. Dilip Karnik. I'll tell you something. Mr. Dilip Karnik has been a CEO of a very big pharmaceutical company, FDC. The company is best known for Electral, which is a powder which all of you take as oral rehydration salts. It is also famous for several other higher molecules. He has been a CEO and a very dynamic person in making this company world famous. The products are sold all over the world. Dilip Karnik sir joined our camp for the first time last month, and he has volunteered to join this on his own. So obviously something has attracted him to this course. Let us hear from him what attracted him. Karnik sir, unmute. You are muted.
Yeah, first of all, I would like to thank the Pratibam Charitable Trust and Mr. Mankar for giving me this opportunity to address this group. It's quite a big group, I would say, and share my experience with them. I would just start with a small story, which will give you an insight into what are the advantages of this course. I was, keenly observing the increase in the energy levels of one of my colleagues. Besides the energy levels, I found a total change in that person. I would say a positive change in that person. And this, I was really intrigued by what is this sudden change that has taken place in this person. So one day I picked up courage and asked her that what is the secret behind all this new things that I'm seeing in you. And she told me it was the science of life and breath, which was being organized by the Pratibam Charitable Trust. And I think she has been practicing the breathing and meditation for almost for the last 2 to 3 years. I myself, retired at the age of 70 in the last month, and I was facing a lot of stress related issues. So I decided to attend a 3-day abridged course on life and breath, organized by Pratibham Charitable Trust. Initially, I was unsure as to why I was attending this course. However, I felt that let me give a try. It was only for just for 3 days. But after listening to the contents of the course, the patience, the understanding, and the attention to detail, I realized this was likely to be instrumental in improving my understanding and putting the same in use in my daily life. From the very next day, I started working on the breathing exercises taught to us during this 3-day course. And I'm happy to say that I have become very well conversant with the breathing exercises, except for the affirmations that I have to just read the affirmations. They are not by heart by this time. I have realized that throughout the day, it keeps you energetic and fresh. The same thing which I saw in my colleague. I had issues related to sleep, which have also been resolved. I'm not quite sure that with regular practice of this breathing exercises, I will be able to overcome issues like BP, diabetes, and enlarged prostate. The breathing exercises with their benefits are explained in the course by the faculty, Mr. Mankar, in a very simple manner that one cannot forget these exercises. The way also that he puts forward his points is very interesting, and and it is worth listening. He also goes to the extent of explaining the affirmations after each breathing exercise. I was left wondering why I did not attend this program earlier, as this would have definitely resolved some of the decisions, especially the on retirement, which I have taken. We had heard about meditation. However, most of us do not know the science which is underlying the same and how it helps to cleanse negativity and replace it with positivity. The faculty, Mr. Mankar, has in-depth knowledge of the subject and has simple and entertaining methods of presentation. Initially, I too was apprehensive that I might go to sleep or fall asleep at some time in the course. But believe me, there was not a single moment when I even felt sleepy. The most important thing is that the camp was very well organized, and it was really enjoyed by one and all. Even after attending the 3-day course, I was not satisfied, and I decided to join the 25th online course because I want to learn more on the subject and understand still better and reap the fruits of this course. I highly recommend this course to one and all, and especially for the ones with chronic diseases and with lot of negativity in their mind. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Romaji, you have something to say?
Yes, sir. Thank you so very much for having conducted this wonderful transforming course. I would like to, share my example. This is the transformation that I have undergone in my life, because since last over 25 years of my life, I used to go to the physiotherapy centers for the therapy because I had several knee issues, and for which, every third month or so, I used to visit the therapy. I used to take therapy. I would be all right for around 2 to 3 months, and the repetition. And I had developed certain, disability to carry weight. I had tennis elbow issues and spondylosis time and again due to, improper ways of reading or whatsoever you call it. But I had, several issues. and for which I was taking the treatments. But my brother, he is in Mumbai. He just suggested, he is a past student and he's doing the course also at this time with me, this advanced course. His name is Mr. Ajay Bhuta. He suggested that, Roma, why don't you do this course? And it is online. And due to COVID, I would like to share over here, I'm 1 year old in this course. But when I joined the course, I started doing religiously because it was something very simple and yet very profound knowledge giving asset, which our sir, Praveen sir, was sharing with us absolutely in wonderful manners. So it attracted me, and I continuously tried being very, 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 very religious for doing the exercise, activities, breathing, everything. And in less than 3 months course, because this is a 20 session course, and in 3 months, I figured out that, my issues of knee joint had absolutely vanished. My spondylosis were cured, and my tennis elbow were released, and absolutely wonderful. I felt very energetic and fresh. But still, one problem was there, that was of my high blood pressure. And recently, just last 15 days, I have been monitoring, and it has come down to absolutely normal after having started the practice session. Because practice session is one wonderful, thing which has been organized, that, hand holding, that even after you do the course, complete the course, but you are still not left on your own. That facility was provided. And with that facility, in just less than a month's time, I have cured my blood pressure issues also. So I would thank really very, very deeply from the bottom of my heart that my even gallbladder stones have started reducing in the size. And now no more surgery is required for my knee replacement and no more gallbladder removal. So I'm very much thankful to Sir and the Pratibim Charitable Trust for having organized this wonderful selfless service of, having the motive of curing the people all around the country, all around the world. Thank you so very much. Highly in deep gratitude, I would like to thank Sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Romaji. Anybody else?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Anjana.
Yeah.
Anjana, okay.
Yes.
Anjana Rudala is from Delhi.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I am Anjana Rutla from Delhi. I was a part of this science and this course since it started online. This science not only helped me with my physical well-being, but also in my mental health. I had severe digestion issues. After doing life and breath course and practice breathing exercise on a regular basis, I could see a tremendous improvement in my digestion. Cause of the bad digestion, I was anemic too. So there was a drastic improvement in my hemoglobin level also. And this science helped me to defeat corona also. When I got infected with corona virus, so that time I was practicing these exercises and I took only homeopathic medicine. So how I defeat this corona very easily to help of these exercises. And if I'm talking about my mental health, I was struggling with anxiety and sleep disorder. This science helped me to come out of this, and now I feel more confident, happy, and light than before. All in all, this course has been a life changing for me, and in the last, I couldn't be more thankful to the Pratibha. And that's all from my side. And one more thing I want to add here, that my behavior is also changed. जैसे अभी सर ने बोला कि आपका जब तक माइंड सेट नहीं है, आपका बिहेवियर में वो नजर आता है। जो आप बिहेवियर कर रहे हैं वो आपका इनर रिफ्लेक्शन होता है। अब मेरी अलमीराज, मेरी लाइफ ज्यादा ऑर्गेनाइज्ड है। मैं जो भी लाइफ में थॉट मेरे को आते हैं या मेरे डिसीजन होते हैं वो बहुत क्लियर होते हैं मेरे लिए। और मैंने दूसरों की लाइफ में इंटरफेयर करना बंद कर दिया है। पहले जो कि मेरी आदत थी, जो कि हिंदुस्तानी की आदत होती है कि राय देना हमारा जन्मसिद्ध अधिकार है, जबरदस्ती की राय हम देते हैं, वो मेरा अपने आप बंद हो गया। नाउ आई एम स्टॉप इंटरफेयरिंग अदर्स लाइफ। और इससे मुझे लगा कि मुझे ज्यादा पीस मिला है और मैं ज्यादा अपने बारे में सोचने लगी हूँ जब से मैंने दूसरों को ठीक करना बंद कर दिया है। और इसकी वजह से मेरे घर में भी बड़ी शांति रहने लगी। पहले मैं बहुत डोमिनेटिंग थी, अब मुझे लगता है कि मुझे सिर्फ डोमिनेट अपने आप को करना है, दूसरों को नहीं। तो ये मेरे को लगता है मेरे माइंड, और मुझे अपना माइंड ऐसा लगता है जैसे यंग हो गया हो। अब इसको कुछ सीखना है। मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि बिहेवियर मेरा बहुत चेंज हुआ है फिजिकल लेवल पे, मेंटल लेवल पे। तो आप इसको बता सकते हैं कि ये आपके लेवल है, ये आप पहले आपको ये था वो था, बट आपका बिहेवियर सोसाइटी और अपने प्रति क्या बदला है, ये आपको ये साइंस को करने की बाद पता चलता है। पहले हम इसको नहीं बता सकते। सिर्फ फिजिकल और मेंटल लेवल पे हम आप इसको बता सकते हैं कि ये ऐसे ऐसे चेंज हो रहा है। बिहेवियर आई थिंक ये मेरे लिए बहुत बड़ी बात है।
बहुत बढ़िया,
Yes, sir.
बहुत बढ़िया। थैंक यू सो मच अंजना।
Sir,
Thank you, sir.
Sushma Surekha ne bhi, she has raised her hand if she wants to share her experience.
Give me 2 minutes, I'll just finish and then you can share, Sushma. Yeah, so you have already heard the benefits of few of our participants. You can see more testimonials on our website at www.pratibimtrust.com. And this course, let me assure you, this is absolutely magical. I mean, for the common person, that word magic is interesting. Actually, it is logical. But the results that you get in life are absolutely magical. You can only experience. There is no amount of discussion or talk that I can give which will convince you. You have to experience this magic. Join and experience the transformation, and also encourage other people in your life to join. Because when the people in your life also get transformed, then there is a lot of peace and harmony in and around you. And we have the facility of taking new students up to lesson number 3. So 25th December, 2nd January and 9th January. We will take new people. Somebody has started presenting. Please don't present. Let me finish the presentation. You can contact these people, or you can contact through our website also. And that's it from my side. Sushma, you want to say something? And then we will leave this. Yeah, go ahead.
So I was going through severe spondylitis pain. And because I'm a very creative person, I used to always have to bend down and do work. So I was going through this spondylitis pain. And that's when my friend Naresh Padia was trying to convince me to join the course. I said, okay, karke dekhte hain kya hoega. And then once I joined the course, I mean, I had shown to a doctor about my spondylitis, and he said, if you don't improve it, you have to undergo a surgery. It was that severe. And then once I joined the course and started doing the exercises regularly, I mean, I had talked to Praveen sir about it, and he's saying within 2 days your spondylitis will be cured. And I said, what is he talking about? Does he know the severity of it? And believe me, 2 days my spondylitis was cured. Within 2 days it was cured, and I could not believe it. I just could not believe it. And I also want to share कि, you know, always I used to feel कि मेरे संग ही ऐसा क्यों होता है? When I have not done any harm to anyone, why am I facing these situations in life? But believe me, during this course, I realized कि हाँ, कर्म जैसा भी कोई चीज होता है, past life जैसा भी कुछ चीज होता है, and you are facing certain situations in your life because of those situations what you have done in the past. So I've learned to accept things in its stride, and it has really made a lot of difference to me. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Great, Sushma. Thanks for sharing. So any questions that you may now have, I'm ready to answer. If any doubts you have about the course. The student Mr. Karnik was mentioning is also an aspiring teacher. She is present here today, Tripti Nakre. So if you show your face, Tripti, that will help. People will know who Mr. Karnik was referring to. And also any questions that you have, you can ask now, you can ask on WhatsApp group, up to you. I'm here to answer all your questions. Yeah, Rajeshwari, you have a question?
Yes, sir. The 20 continuous Sundays course is there, no?
Yes.
If we miss by chance one course one day, what to do?
I will charge you penalty. No, don't worry. Even if you miss, because we do a lot of repetition almost every class. So if you miss one lecture here and there, you are actually not missing much. Plus, we give you printed lessons, so you can always catch up on what you have missed. And if you form those informal buddy groups where you can discuss with your friends who have attended what you have missed. So
Yes.
actually, you don't miss anything.
Because February 25th, I have to go out of Bombay.
One day here and there doesn't matter, but don't miss 2-3 sessions.
No, no, no.
Missing
No,
one
only
day
one.
here and there, it's okay.
Morning 9 to 10:30, no?
That's right.
Okay. Because 10:30, I have got another class. That is why.
Oh, okay. So you are already very active. Very
Yes,
nice.
yes.
Very nice.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Most welcome. Ishwar Ahuja, you have a question? No, you don't have a question. Okay. Anybody else? Any question? No questions. Wow. इसका मतलब कुछ भी समझा नहीं. मैंने इतना बात किया, कुछ समझा नहीं.
How do we pay? On like you will give us a contact or
on the website there is a page for the course. You can go to registration. It will take you to options. Select the course. So this is Life and Breath batch number 25. You select that. You will see the registration tab. Click on it. Follow the instructions. If you have any difficulty, contact one of our volunteers here. The numbers are given.
Okay.
The
So
numbers
on
are there. The numbers
the
are there in the flyer also. Yes, registration is through the website.
through the website. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You will get
Thank
a
you.
receipt automatically online.
And those who have not attended this course right now, the session, they
There is an introduction on the website which they can see, and they also can register even though they have not attended this introduction.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Most welcome. Anyone else? Any difficulty, doubt, question? Vijay Israni is there. How nice. No more questions. Roger Fernandez, is it Rohini Fernandez or somebody else?
Yes, sir. This is Roger Fernandez.
Oh,
and in
okay.
fact, my boss, Mr. Rangakumar Ioni, has recommended me to join this.
Oh, he's
And,
also there.
Yeah,
the boss
yeah.
is also there. Yes.
Yes. And I'm very fortunate to have a boss like this who really cares, not only professionally, but at a personal level.
That's really
So,
fortunate. Yes, I understand what you feel.
Yeah. And he has been continuously reminding me to join this introductory course because the lifestyle disease is what we have. And I think I would be the youngest, not a few of the youngest, which is there in the session today, with age of 38. And
I'm younger than you.
Yes. Health-wise, you must be younger, much more younger than me. because at this level we are we start ignoring our body and
Yes.
just we have a lot of lifestyle diseases like blood pressure, like
Yes.
diabetes. So I think this is a wonderful course that I am excited about, and I will also tell my friend, colleagues, family members to join
I
this.
was about to say that get your contemporaries,
Yes,
your
yes.
age group people, because
Correct.
this, when we regretted that we learned this very late in our life. And I want you people to have the opportunity to learn this at a very young stage, so that you prevent a lot of things that happen later on after 50, 55.
Correct.
You
Yes,
can
sir.
prevent that happening. And then enjoy your earnings instead of spending it in medical.
Absolutely right. Yes.
So thanks for talking to me.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sir, one more hand is raised.
Ishwara.
No, Iuni Ranga.
Yeah.
His boss, Roger.
Yeah.
Roger's boss.
Okay.
Good
Yes, sir.
morning.
Go ahead.
And
Good morning.
at the outset, Roger's words are kind, and I thank him for it. But I feel responsible because recently he's been detected with slight borderline blood pressure, and I thought I was responsible for it. So it was morally, I thought, let me also give him a way to reduce that. But more important is actually the person who has been instrumental in me getting to join this is Dinesh Kejriwal. For the last 1.5 years, he's been trying. I mean, I've not seen a person so committed to it. And finally, I think at one point I told Dinesh, yeah, I will join, otherwise you chhodega nahi mere ko. But that was but I think I'm also going to benefit a lot. In fact, I had watched him and his wife, late wife, do this course when we were together for a wedding. That time they had joined in 2019. Another of your participants, Tushar Dige's son's wedding. That's when first time I saw it. And I knew her very well, and she was a very severe asthmatic. In fact, I'm from Hyderabad. So she used to come for the fish medicine. And subsequently, apparently, the last 3 years of her life, asthma had completely had gone off. Otherwise, it was a very routine thing for us to see Bhavi going to the hospital. Of course, she died of other complications.
Dr. Mahashur also certified she was asthma free. Dr. Mahashur was her pulmonologist.
Yes. So thank you so much. And I was, in fact, I had paid for your course recently, but the date changed to 1 day before, so I missed it out.
Yes.
The 3-day course.
I'm sorry
So
about
it
that.
comes up in No. So I'm hoping again sometime you will have a course in Mumbai.
Yes,
I
we
will
will.
also attend that personally. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Praveen.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Hello, thank you, Ranga.
Dinesh is also there. Dinesh is there.
Yes, sir. I am there right from the start, sir. Thanks.
Anyone
Meeta
else?
has
Any
raised her
question?
hand. Sir, Meeta has raised her hand. Sir.
Yeah.
Meeta.
Meeta Mahajan.
Meeta.
No,
Meeta.
sir, it's Meeta.
Panchwani.
Meeta.
Hello.
Meeta has it. Yes, Meeta. Go ahead.
Hi. I joined little late, so can you just tell me where do we register? What's the website address?
Website is www.pratibimtrust.com. It's there on the flyer if you have got the flyer.
No,
Otherwise,
I just got the contact.
just type your telephone number in the chat box and one of our volunteers will get in touch with you.
Okay, it's www.pratibim
Trust. Pratibim Trust is one word. pratibimtrust.com.
Okay, thank you.
So you can go to the registration page and click on the course. Automatically, you'll get the payment details.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Most
So
welcome.
we'll be sharing the registration link on the WhatsApp group. Mira, are you
Also.
there on the WhatsApp group
No,
of the batch
I'm not.
25?
No, I'm not. I just got the link from one of my friends.
So that's why just type your telephone number. Somebody will get in touch
Yeah.
with
On the
Okay,
chat
thanks.
box, let me have your telephone number, please.
Yeah, I'll write it down. Thanks.
you. Anyone else? KDCT में था. अरे ABCD सुना था, KDCD नहीं सुना था. हाँ मेहता जी.
सर ये मैंने लेट ज्वाइन किया है ये आपका,
जी जी.
लेकिन मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है जो मैंने सुना ये ब्रह्म विद्या कनेक्टेड है ये जो
बिल्कुल 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 बिल्कुल.
अच्छा ओके, तो सर आप
गु-
ब्रह्म विद्या में माने एफर्मेशंस वगैरह रहते हैं राइट सर?
हाँ जी हाँ.
ओके ओके, जस्ट आई वांट टू चेक आउट दिस.
गुरु ज्योतिर्मयानंद का नाम पढ़ते ही आपको पता चलेगा कि ब्रह्म विद्या है.
ओके सर, ओके ओके, थैंक यू.
ज्योतिर्मयानंद ये अमेरिका से इंडिया में ज्योतिर्मयानंद जी लेके आए ना,
ओके
तो उन्होंने ही उसका ब्रह्म विद्या नाम रखा था.
अच्छा ओके फाइन ओके. सर इसमें कितना माने मेडिटेशंस वगैरह आएंगे और ब्रीदिंग्स माने सेशंस वगैरह रहेंगे सर? ऑल्टरनेट रहते हैं या कैसे रहते हैं सर?
अल्टरनेट रहते हैं. तो
ओके
आठ ब्रीदिंग एक्सरसाइजेज है, 9 मेडिटेशंस है.
ओके ओके
प्राणायाम
सर.
प्लस 8 ब्रीदिंग एक्सरसाइजेज और टोटली 9 meditations. So 9 breathing exercises and 9 meditations.
ओके सर, थैंक यू सर.
Most welcome. और कोई सवाल, टिप्पणी? तो अगर सवाल खत्म हो गए तो हम बंद करें और 25 तारीख को मिले 9 बजे. We have a